Hello?
Hi, yes, Mr. John Lynch, San Francisco 49ers. This is Ryan Pace, general manager of the Chicago Bears Super Bowl winning team of 1985. How you doing?
How are you today, Mr. Pace?
You know what? I'm good, but I'm about to make your day a little bit better, and you can help make my day a little bit better. As you just saw, the Cleveland Browns selected Myles Garrett number 1. Well, we're about to get our Myles Garrett. It still could be Myles Garrett, but we're about to go get our Myles Garrett. Are you listening to me?
Yeah, I'm listening. I got you loud and clear.
Okay. See, I told you wouldn't laugh at me, John. Okay. Perfect here. So, as you know, we're about 6-7 minutes to the Bears' second pick because you're going to trade it with me. San Francisco has 6 minutes on the clock. Why don't you think about this a little bit? I'll give you the third pick, and I'll give you number 67. That number 67, that's a good pick there. That's an amazing pick. It's not just a good pick, it's a very, very good pick. That number 67, very good number. So I'm going to give you our number 3 overall pick, our number 67 overall pick. You're still listening? I still got you on the phone here?
Yep, loud and clear still.
Okay. Then the 111th overall pick.
Now, Ryan, where are you getting these numbers from?
Those are 3 ones.
What else do you want from me? Do you want...
Actually, I have one more. I have one more to offer you before I ask what I want from you.
All right.
A 2018, that's the year after this one, also known as next year. 3rd round pick. The round is between 2 and 4. 3rd round pick. All I'm asking for you is just bump me up 1. Give me that number 2 pick.
What are you... Pace, what are you going for? What are you looking at?
I could be going for Myles Garrett. I could be going for Deshaun Watson. I could be going for Jamal Adams. I could be going for Tom Brady. Who knows?
Tom Brady? I'm sorry. Did he just say Tom Brady? Yeah. Pace, did you just say Tom Brady?
You don't know who I'm going to draft?
Well, Tom Brady plays for the Patriots.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'm not going to draft him.
Okay.
Listen.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
You talked. All right. Pace. Let me get this straight. You want to give me 4 draft picks, 1 for next year, 3 for this year, and all you want in return is the number 2 spot.
That's right. I'm afraid you may be taking the key prospect man that I want.
Okay. Yeah, you have yourself a deal. That's 100%.
Hey, John, he gave us the deal.
The one thing I'm asking, the one thing I want to know. Hey, did he really say 3? Shh, just be quiet back there. The one thing I want to know, what are you going for? Will you give me a position? Do you got any names for me?
I know you over there in San Francisco is going defense. Okay? I could be going defense. I could be going offense. I could be going for starting pitcher. You don't know what I'm going for.
How can you? Did you just say starting pitcher? Shh, stay quiet. Yeah, Pace, you got yourself a deal. You got to be going for Deshaun Watson though, right? Come on, between man to man, you're going for Deshaun.
I'm not gonna do this for you, John.
Come on.
It's not gonna happen. Ryan Pace is not a man who makes dumb decisions. This is not gonna be the dumb decision I make today.
Mr. Pace,
I'll probably make another dumb decision. Listen. You know what? We have potential with Mike Glennon. We do.
Are you sure?
Not 100%, but we have potential.
Okay, well...
I'm sorry, John. Do I hear people laughing in the background?
No, they're just trying to... You're not going for Deshaun for sure. There's no way you're going for someone like Trubisky or...
Listen,
Oh, he got quiet. Guys, he got quiet. No. Yeah, that's a great pick,
I think they found out about the Mitch Trubisky pick, John.
Hey.
John, this may have been a bad idea.
Hey, Mr.
We could
Pace,
have 5 more
Mr.
terrible
Pace.
years in Chicago, John. Oh,
I still got you on the phone, Mr. Pace.
Oh, I'm sorry, John.
That's a great
talking
trade.
to the coach, John
That's
Fox.
a great trade. Yeah, that's a great trade.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll take that 100%. Trubisky, that's your guy. That's your guy.
Listen, we're not going for Trubisky. We changed our minds.
Okay.
We changed our minds. We're not going for Trubisky.
Let's
bye now. Bye.
All right, welcome everybody to the Cam Jam Experience. That was a phone call between Ryan Pace, the GM of the Bears, trying to figure out how to swindle a deal with the 49ers.
I must say, that was a great deal. Like that was actually what happened in the phone call.
It almost sounded like
Cameron played John Lynch, who was just sitting there letting Ryan Pace make the best complete ass of himself as possible. And I was playing Ryan Pace, making the best complete ass of myself as possible.
You know, you're really good at that anyway. You don't need much practice.
I'm just experienced.
So today we got NHL, we got NBA, and of course we got Kicking It with Cam and the Paxson Pit Stop. But let's start out with one particular series. We got the Spurs versus Golden State. We've hammered away the fact that Cleveland's going to be in for sure. Game 7, we don't really know, and we already talked about who we think is going to win. I said Washington. Jimmy said
Washington.
So we're in agreement in that. But this is the Spurs-Golden State has become an interesting series now. And there's a lot of drama, a lot of everything going into this, really. The Spurs played fantastic, and then Kawhi left. Out of nowhere, Steph turned it on. KD had a great game.
Right. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I'm glad you said it as being a smart person. They didn't lose solely because Kawhi Leonard got injured and was out of the game. They lost because their good players started playing good.
Yeah, they did.
They didn't play good the whole game.
They hadn't up until that point. And when it's all said and done, KD and Steph combined for 74 points, right?
Yes.
That's awesome. Imagine when Klay gets back. He didn't really have himself that great of a game. His shooting was a little off.
Klay Thompson had 6 points.
Yeah.
Draymond
like
Green
I
had
said,
9.
What can you say about this Golden State team besides there's too many stars? There's too many stars on this team. The fact that they only had 2 of their players play outstanding against the Spurs is crazy, and they still came out to win.
Well, I want to talk about a couple things in this game. First, before we get more serious, did you get to see the dunk that Aldridge did on JaVale McGee? And if you noticed, they took him right out.
JaVale?
Yes.
No, I didn't get to see most of the game.
He dunked over Draymond Green and JaVale McGee. And then right after that, Mike Brown just took him out. Okay, that was the first thing, is that Golden State's defense was horrendously awful.
Yeah.
It was one of the worst defensive performances I've ever seen in my life. Okay, they gave up 62 points in the first half.
That's not Golden State.
Well, their defense was terrible. That's what I wanted to get at first.
Of course. That's how the game started. That's just how it's going, is the defense was not good. And that's why the Spurs got out to such a huge lead. And obviously Kawhi coming out did make an impact, but Kawhi coming out allowed Steph to have more room. Because Kawhi is just that good of a defender. He can lock down multiple people in the same possession.
Right. And Kawhi scored 26 points
Yeah.
in 24 minutes.
Yeah.
Without a doubt in my mind, if Kawhi kept playing yesterday,
They would have won.
they would have won.
Yeah.
And it was said earlier today that he's out for Game 2 Tuesday night.
I don't doubt that at all.
But he needs to be.
This
is why Greg Popovich is a great coach. He's looking at the one game they weren't supposed to win. Game 2 at home in Oakland for Golden State. I didn't think they were going to win the first 2 games. I've picked San Antonio to win the series, and I'm still sticking to that. But the fact is I didn't expect them to win the first 2 games at Golden State. Golden State has been rested for a long time. But my main point I wanted to get to is they looked awful.
Mm-hmm.
They did not look like a good basketball team. And they got lucky. They got lucky with fouls. They got lucky with players. And Steph Curry may not put up 40 points again in the series, is what people aren't noticing. Yes, they had a 25-point lead and they lost. I understand all of that. But Kawhi Leonard was injured and he was out of the game. And they got a lot of calls in that second half. They got so many big calls at big moments. And when it came down to it, Golden State barely won that game. I'm not calling it a comeback. And that's really hard to say after 25 points and your team loses, that the other team didn't come back. I don't see it that way. I see Golden State getting lucky. I see 2 of their very good players playing amazing. But the other thing I want to tell you, Cam, is that this series is far from over. Last week, San Antonio trounced Houston without Kawhi Leonard. Houston is not Golden State. I know that argument. But let Leonard sit for a game. They will lose tomorrow. And then if Leonard comes back healthy in San Antonio, they'll win those 2 games and make the series 2-2. Yesterday showed me that San Antonio has better defense. San Antonio had better ball handling skills in the first game. And that San Antonio has a lot of potential to win this series if 3 things happen. Leonard is healthy. Their big men are better than Golden State's big men, which happened. Like I just said, JaVale McGee did not play good. Draymond Green did not play his best. And Pachula, besides on purpose injuring Kawhi Leonard, didn't play amazing. And number 3, if Golden State does not play their best game, San Antonio will win the series.
Can't believe you just said Pachula purposely did that.
Okay, let's talk.
Have you seen how gumpy that guy is? That guy can barely walk straight. So how do you expect him to be able to defend somebody who's as
that wasn't
elusive
a joke.
as San Antonio?
I honestly think he on purpose injured him. His head is pointed down, and his leg goes right in to Leonard's leg. That's 1. 2, everyone knew that his ankle was injured from last week on that court.
Mm-hmm.
So you not saying you hit the ankle on purpose is ridiculous.
There's no way he knew for sure that he was going to hit that ankle on purpose by throwing his foot out there.
I guarantee he did it for sure.
No, dude, that dude is so lengthy and gumpy that if he went to go pass a sobriety test completely sober, he wouldn't pass because he can't walk a straight line. That dude is so gumpy. You try to defend somebody like that, somebody that tall isn't able to do what a point guard does when they jump straight up for them. He did a little hop, got in front of him, put his leg out for balance and momentum purposes because if he didn't, the dude would have fallen over and probably killed Kawhi Leonard. That's all that happened on that play. I don't know why you see it as that way. I don't know why anybody really sees it as that way.
Look, I see it as that way as Golden State is now, in my opinion, the most hated NBA team.
They have to be.
Okay. And they get lucky so much. I hate playing the ref game and I hate playing the luck game, but they do get very lucky. And at that point in time, they were down 23, 24, 25, somewhere around there at home in the third quarter. It's not Steph. It's not Durant. It's not Draymond Green. It's not Iguodala. It's not Thompson. It's not even Sean Livingston or JaVale McGee. It's the one guy who won't get talked about if he does anything dirty. With the exception of every other player on the team that I haven't mentioned, if anyone else did that, they knew they would have gotten called out for it. Pachula did the job that he was supposed to do for the Golden State Warriors, and that was either injure or accidentally look like he injured. My opinion, it was on purpose. I know that sounds terrible because you look at it and it looks like a complete accident, but it doesn't because he already was shooken up earlier in the game.
Yeah, stepped on his teammate's foot.
So you knew he was shooken up. You knew he couldn't play as good as he did before. I think it was on purpose. I think Golden State has turned into a dirty team. If you looked yesterday, there were 2 times, not once but 2, where one person on Golden State got in trouble for a foul, and all 5 of them complained. They are the dirtiest, most complaining-filled team I have ever seen. And they know it. And they can do it with cocky and confidence.
And you know what sucks is that's true for a lot of the big superstars, though. This league has turned into a bunch of whiners.
Yes.
When it comes to post-game, they sit there and blame the refs straight up. And then they get calls in the next game. It's not how it should be.
To get back to the basketball side of things, you have to admit Golden State looked bad a lot yesterday.
Yeah,
and San Antonio looked
awful.
good a lot.
Yes.
Going into this series, what are you looking at? Either player versus player, type of game, or what? Because clearly now it's showing me that you can disagree here. Golden State will not win this game in 4. It will not be.
No, it won't. It will not be in 4. There's no way it'll be in 4 unless Kawhi's out for all 4 games. But why would you do that? So the thing I'm looking at is if the Spurs want hope for the next game, Game 2, LaMarcus Aldridge needs to not turn the ball over. He had 6 total turnovers, and then in the second half, after Kawhi left, he had 4 of those 6 turnovers. And that's supposed to be the person who's supposed to run the offense and make sure that the offense is still clicking, even with Patty Mills out there. That's something that the Spurs need to look at, and he needs to take better care of the ball.
Yeah, I agree. He needs to take better care of the ball. Who's going to win the series and in what game?
Game 7, Golden State.
I'm going to say Game 7, San Antonio. I, without a doubt, think Golden State's going to not play as well.
Well, do you
this
think,
year.
honestly, though, I want an honest opinion.
Yes.
Draymond and Clay did not play that great.
Yes.
Do you expect them to not play that great for the rest of the series,
Here,
though?
how about this? I expect there won't be an all 4.
You will never see all 4 there at the
Yes.
same time. Okay,
Yes.
I get what you're saying.
All right, now we do our shows on Mondays, and they come out either on Tuesday or Thursday. But on Monday night, tonight is Washington versus Boston.
Yes, sir.
Game 7 after an unbelievable finish by John Wall.
Yes, sir.
Who's winning the game tonight and why?
John Wall's carrying it, and Bradley Beal's going to show up too.
Okay.
The dynamic duo is going to be firing in all cylinders, and they're going to win this game. It's going to be a close one, but they're going to win.
I honestly think Washington will win, but it will not be easy.
No.
You're at the Garden. Isaiah's not going to be happy.
Every game that they've played this year,
Yes.
the home team has won,
Right.
which will be a sudden change of events.
Right. I mean, in all honesty, it doesn't matter. Because whoever is winning, it's going to be Cleveland in 5. Guaranteed. Cleveland in 5 or Cleveland in 6. So, I don't care if it's Boston. I don't care if it's Washington. But who will win the series? We both agreed on Washington.
Yep.
All right, why don't you go kick it for a second?
All right, so I have a serious talk for kicking it. Let's start out with some fun stuff, though. So there's this team, Benfica. I don't know if you've heard of them. Have you heard of them?
Sounds like a foot disease.
It's either way. They just won the championship for their league,
No, I
and
haven't heard of
to
them.
celebrate, they had a moped in the locker room, and one of the players was doing donuts on this moped in the locker room. It's a fun way to celebrate, right? You usually see champagne everywhere, goggles. No, let's do donuts with a moped. Chelsea also won the league, the Premier League. I know the season's not over, but they're 7 games up. Tottenham, you can't do it. I'm sorry. But okay, time for the serious talk. And this is huge, actually. You know, Saudi Arabia has some issues. Syria has some issues. Those countries in the Middle East,
There's
right?
a chance you can get bombed or stabbed if you go to the Middle East.
There's a chance. Yes, exactly. But Syria, we know we had the issue with the Syrian refugees
Right.
and all that. There's a bigger issue than that, though, for a soccer fan.
Okay.
A lot of Syrian soccer players are suddenly disappearing or being found dead.
I'm not
There
surprised
have
by
been
that.
there have been 38. No. This is actually like worse than you would imagine because
It's not
in
worse than
other-
I've imagined.
in
It's
other
Saudi Arabia,
countries-
Serbia, not
It's-
Serbia,
it's
Syria in the Middle East.
But it's not what you're thinking. You're thinking when you hear soccer fans, the passion and all that, they kill somebody who had a bad game, let in a goal, something like that. No, these are superstars in the making who are about to go to the Premier League,
no,
about to go
nothing
to
is
other
surprising
places.
me about this.
38 have been found dead, and there's a lot of others missing.
Yes, that's terrible. I'm not saying I'm not sad or I show sympathy, but my point is I'm not surprised. It's a huge story, and I don't think it's any bigger, and I don't think I'm freaking out because I'm not surprised.
You want a couple extra details? These are Division 1 and Division 2 teams, though. This is like people in England going to the Premier League and just ripping out Eden Hazard and just killing him.
Hypothetical, complete hypothetical.
It is, but some of these
No,
players
I have
are
a
as
question.
good, though.
No, I have a question. Complete hypothetical.
Yes.
Okay, so you're trying to say that it's a big deal because they're soccer players, but hundreds of thousands of people get injured or killed a day there.
Yes.
So why would they
There's-
do anything more because they're good at soccer?
The difference is, because we're doing a sports show, we're not going to get super political on
It's
this.
not about political.
But
It's that it's the
you never
countries.
see, even in Iraq and Iran, you don't see professional athletes just disappearing out of nowhere. You don't see that in even countries like that where we would expect it. This is something that is kind of almost mind-blowing to me that's going on such a grand scale.
I don't see why this is
I
mind-blowing
understand.
to you.
Because when you look at somebody who is a sports figure, political figure, someone like that just randomly starts disappearing, when it's just I know it's sounding like I'm saying that they don't matter as much, but if it's a regular civilian,
No, they have more money.
they're gonna exactly. They have more money. They have more security. there's something else that's going on in this country where these powerful people are just disappearing.
No, there's nothing more new going on in this country than what's been going on for decades. And that is people are getting taken, people are getting treated like animals, and people aren't treated the way they are supposed to because that's how the country and the religion is ran. I'm very sorry to say it like that, but I don't want to go to the Middle East, do you?
No.
That's the way it is. Over there. Here, in most places, you could walk in a group of people and do, say, be whatever you want and not have a fear of doing anything wrong. In most places, more than half.
That's fair.
Over there, most places, more than 75, 80%, you can't wear, watch, look, say, do anything you want. Soccer player or not, that doesn't surprise me. I get your point, and it is a very big deal, but it's nothing new. It's nothing shocking.
Okay. So you're not as surprised as I am.
Absolutely not.
Well, when was the last time we've seen anything like this, though? Have we?
No, but
Exactly.
I mean, all I'm going to say to end it real quick is that it's going to be a lot worse with the person we have in charge. Whether you agree with him or not, other people don't like him.
That's true.
So more and more is going to happen. Whether you are pro Donald Trump as president or anti Donald Trump as president, other countries don't like him. So I'm not surprised by this.
Yeah. But you know what we have over here that they don't?
We have a great sport where you're always turning left.
I wouldn't
Cam.
say a great sport, but yeah.
So
we
Saturday
have
night they were
automobiles.
at Kansas City, Kansas Speedway, and they raced 267 laps. First place
why
was
that weird
Martin
number?
Truex Jr. Well, because of cautions.
Oh, okay.
Like in soccer stoppage time, if there's a caution on the track, they go a couple laps longer.
Oh.
So
okay.
it was supposed to be
Okay.
265,
Yeah.
but they went
right.
2 laps over.
That's still a weirder number. I don't
Anyway, number 1 was Martin Truex Jr., who led 104 laps. Cameron's boy, Brad Keselowski, got number 2.
know.
Number 3 was Kevin Harvick. Dale Earnhardt Jr. was 20th. And Ryan Newman was 40th, getting last place. Danica Patrick was 36th. Standings right now is Kyle Larson still in first. Martin Truex Jr. jumped to second over Brad Keselowski, and Brad Keselowski is in third. Jimmy Johnson trying to get that championship. He's number 8.
I have a question. I believe I saw this correctly. Was there a big wreck where Danica Patrick got smashed?
No, it was not Danica Patrick.
It was not Danica Patrick.
It was Eric Allmendinger.
No. Danica Patrick was a part of it, though, right? She was in that wreck.
I don't think she was a major part. I think she was in the wreck.
Right.
But, I mean, Allmendinger's car
'Cause
flipped
they-
over.
right,
So
no,
it
yeah,
was
no,
more
I saw that,
focus
yeah.
on him.
Because the only reason I'm bringing her up is because on ESPN, one of the reports said that she said one of these times a wreck is going to kill me.
And one of these times when she wins, she may matter.
Oh, jeez.
That's what ESPN does. They focus on
jeez.
the name of a male or female and then just focus on them. You do realize she's not won a race.
No.
You do realize the golfer Ricky
realize
Fowler
that.
hasn't won more than 5 things.
You know, if you said name 5 golfers, I would not have said Ricky Fowler.
That's what ESPN does. So for you to tell me Danica Patrick was in an interview about racing
No.
the
She
dangers,
said it while she was walking away. She said
I
it to
don't care.
herself.
I don't care. My point is, okay, this sounds terrible.
I was getting to a point.
Go ahead.
How dangerous is this sport really with all the great equipment
It's
that they have?
incredibly dangerous.
Thank
You're
you.
going at over 180 miles an hour with people right next to you trying to race as fast as they can while you're trying to race as fast as you can. Well, you can't turn your head because of the helmet and the ideal area you are in the car.
Right?
So if you think it's dangerous, this is my opinion with football. And I know we had that CTE conversation last week, and I agree they need to do more with CTE, but here are the facts. Football, hockey, NASCAR. It's dangerous.
Yep.
Man up, woman up, play the sport, or don't play it. You're not going to make NASCAR safer. We're going to put training wheels on the car, or are you going to rub bubble wrap around it?
I just don't understand how these are the best racers that we have, and they get in wrecks. It doesn't make sense to me.
Because
Shouldn't
it's
they
intentional.
shouldn't
It's
they be able to-
intentional.
Well, why would you want to do that, though?
So the other person's on his head.
Okay.
You're not going to get this sport. I'm not going to get the one that you use with your feet. We're going to go to hockey because Pittsburgh is down 1-0 to Ottawa.
Yes.
Pittsburgh plays tonight. And the Senators won an overtime game of 2-1 on Saturday. And then Anaheim and Smashville are tied at 1 right now.
Smashville. I like the nickname.
Both series are going great. As I've said
These are fun
to
games.
so many people, NHL playoffs, amazing.
It's my favorite time of the year
You did say
besides
that.
March Madness.
You did say that. Now, who's winning the series? Because we both said Washington last week, and Pittsburgh beat Washington. So who's winning both these series, real quick?
Pittsburgh lost to Ottawa because of your boy, Ryan Orr.
That's
An
correct.
overtime goal. Dude, Ottawa's just playing awesome. I don't know how else to put this. They're just, everybody is on the same page.
They don't fear me as
No.
much as they fear you. Like, yes, Ottawa's a great team, but the game was in Ottawa.
Right.
They go back to Pittsburgh, I don't think they're going to be able to do much.
Well, the thing is with Ottawa, they're one of those teams that just kind of strings it together somehow. But they're going to
The overtime
unravel.
goal was Bobby Ryan.
Bobby Ryan.
No, you said a player on the team.
Yeah, I know.
It's not anything like that.
Did he get an assist?
No.
Maybe.
No, it was Pagoo, who is the absolute stud for them. He has 8 goals this playoffs, and I mean without Pagoo, Carlson,
We are slaughtering
Bobby
these names.
Ryan. I mean, yeah, it's close.
Right.
I mean,
We're just slaughtering the names. It's okay. Obviously, we don't know much about Ottawa. It's fair to say, right? There's not much that we know about Ottawa. We know Pittsburgh because of who they have and how great they play. Ottawa is coming out of nowhere.
I didn't expect them to go this
Yeah,
far.
exactly. We didn't expect that.
I mean,
So-
from what I've seen of Ottawa and from what I've seen of Pittsburgh, I'm still gonna say Pittsburgh in 6.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm going with my gut. But dude, Ottawa, have we been sleeping on Ottawa this whole time? Is that what really has been going on?
Clearly, yes, because we said they'd lose to the Rangers,
Dude, like,
and then we said they'd lose to Boston.
and then I completely butcher names.
I mean,
So
that's how it works.
that's how it works. This Ottawa team just came out of nowhere, but how much longer can they hold this together?
I don't think much longer.
I don't think much longer either.
I think they will lose tonight, and I think they will lose Game 3 and Game 4, and they will win the game when they come back home on Game 5, and then Pittsburgh will win in Game 6, or Pittsburgh will win in Game 5, no matter what happens there. Anaheim and Nashville are tied. Another great series.
It is.
Who's your pick?
You know, I'm thinking the Ducks.
Changing it up.
Yeah, I'm changing it up a little bit. The only reason I'm doing that is
Because
because
they destroyed Edmonton in that last game. That was your team, and I think that's part of it.
That's a slight part of it, just the fact that they were able to do that. But we have somebody on that team that's from very close lands, if you get what I'm saying.
You sound like a sailor.
Well, we are the Peninsula State, you know. So, your boy.
That was good. That was really good. Keep trying.
Your boy from the Ducks is from where we are right now, Livonia, Michigan. His name is...
Best delivery I've ever heard from you.
I'm so bad today. What? His name... Jeez, this is terrible.
Gosh, Cam.
You don't know the name either, so we're looking it up right now.
Ryan Kessler.
Ryan Kessler
What do you
is
mean?
the man. Ryan Kessler
knew the
is
name.
the man. You looked it up on your phone just now, didn't
No,
you?
I didn't.
You're such a liar.
I did not look it up on my
Either
phone.
way, the reason why I'm rooting for him is because he's from Livonia, somewhere we hold near and dear because of Schoolcraft College.
Perfect. So we agree on Pittsburgh. I'm going to go Nashville, and you're going to go Anaheim. NHL is going to be heating up real good.
It's going to be a fun Stanley Cup. It's going to be a real fun Stanley Cup. Hopefully, it'll be way better than I was in this podcast. This is Cameron Gwynn talking at you. Jimmy Paxson, the flawless man, giving us some input. Thank you, everybody.